Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock. I'm coming to you from Southern California, and I'm so glad that you're joining me. What I'm going to show you today is a card that I found as I was getting ready for my stamping open house in June the 15th. I'm cleaning out drawers and just trying to pull out stuff to see what I want to sell, what I want to give away. And I ran across this card. I don't know if I got it last year in Las Vegas or if I got it in Houston. I don't think I got it in Houston when I went this year. But anyway, it opens up. It's like 3 tiers. It stands up. It's really cute when it stands up. I'll show you the view from the back. So it goes down in tiers like that. Okay, and this card was made by Brenda Springer, S-P-R-E-N-G-E-R. She said she cased it from Kelly Burkhart, I think it's B-U-R-K-A-R-T. So she used some pretty happy papers there. And I don't think this is current anymore. So I am going to use the Perennial Lavender. But before I do this, I wanted to just show you. Okay, so my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters, promoted to 9th grade. And so I decorated an envelope for her that was similar to this. This is for in her school colors. My grandson, my oldest one, is graduating from high school, and his graduation is Sunday. Now, these are retired. Remember when we used to have the big, thick, I don't even know what you call them, dies. Yeah, a die. This alphabet is left over from that, and then I never throw away my star punches and my heart punches. So anyway, I just thought that was fun, and I think you'll like what's inside too. Woohoo! Okay, so back to this card. As I was trying to figure out how in the world to do this so that I could show you an easy way to do it, let me show you the cardstocks first. Okay, so these are the 3 pieces of cardstock that you need to cut to make this card. The base is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. So notice 8 1/4. We're used to 8 1/2, but this is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we're going to score it at 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches. And then this piece is the piece that's inserted right here. And then this piece, 4 by 2 3/4, is the front piece. Okay, so you might want to take a picture of that so you don't forget it. And then I'm going to show you the template that I ended up making to try to save my sanity. This is it. So I'm going to show you how I created the template, because what I can do now is I can just lay this after I score it. I could just lay this like this, put my pencil dots on there, boom, cut it, and I'm ready to go. All right, so it's like simple is good, right? And we don't want this to be, as one of my friends calls it, a happy box. Okay, so I'm going to take my scoring, Simply Scored, and I'm going to take the 8 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. See, 8 1/4. And I'm going to score it at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. So right now I'm just making the template. Okay, now I'll show you what I did originally, and I would not recommend that you do this, but if you feel confident, go for it. Okay, so this first cut is supposed to be 3/4 of an inch. So I was putting it here and then trying to come down 3/4 of an inch. And I don't know, when I use my cutter, maybe I would come down a fraction too little or a fraction too much, and it was not making me happy. Not that I tend to be a perfectionist or anything like that. So what I decided to do was just, okay, so I'm going to come down on this first one. I'm going to come down 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to make a little mark. You only have to do this one time. That's the good news. Okay, so here's 3/4 of an inch. Get a nice sharp pencil. And then the second one, wait, no, that's not even right. Okay, the first one here, this is where it's going to do the center fold. Okay, so 3/4 of an inch right there, and another 3/4 of an inch right here, And then the last one's going to be 1.5 inches. Okay, now if you want, let's see, does that look right? Okay, we're going to come down. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so if you want to get a visual for it, you can just, okay, am I doing this right? I'm telling you, I've given myself so many headaches over this. And when I got it figured out, I was so happy. Okay, so yeah, the first one's going to come down to here. So if you want to draw it, you actually could draw, but you don't really need to. Seriously, you don't need to. The only one you might want to draw is this last one to make sure you come out evenly there. Okay, so once you've made your dots, and the first one is at 3/4, second one is at 3/4, the third one is at 1.5. You might want to take a picture of that. Okay, so now I'm going to cut. You can cut to the dot just fine. Okay, then I'm going to cut across evenly. Then I'm going to cut down to the 1.5, and then I'm going to cut out. Voila! Okay, boom, just like that. You've got your template. All right, now I'm going to use this one since I have the, but that's how you do it. It's just so simple. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my 8.25 by 5.5, and I'm just going to, first of all, score it. So I will know where I'm going. So here we go. We're going to go 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. And then all you really need to do is just put your template on here. And you're going to make a little mark at the first 3/4 inch, the second 3/4 inch, the third mark goes at 1.5, and then I like to just mark that to make sure I'm cutting straight. Okay, so now we're just going to cut. Okay, we go down to the 3/4 mark. Then we're going to go over. So it's down over, down to the 1.5 mark, and over, and there you go. You've got your card designed and ready to go. I mean, the card design is ready to go. So now we just need to score it. So I'm going to be careful when I score and make sure that the edges of the cardstock are straight. You can do a little straightening. It's just important that they're straight. Okay, then we're going to go back. Then we're going to come forward. So it's just alternating. And we're going to go back. Okay, there we go. All right, now this sticks up quite a bit. What did I do with my original card? Seriously? Oh, it's right here. Oh my word. I feel like you're just losing your mind. Okay. So this sticks up quite a bit, and I guess this one does too. Sometimes I just go and run it through my machine. Just run it through. And it will kind of quiet that down a little bit, but this has got so much added to it, it's a little bit hard to quiet it down too much. I'm gonna go run it through just for fun and see what happens. And you'll hear that I have an electric machine. Because manual ones, I use the Stampin' Ups forever, and then it hurt my back because my back it can be challenged easily. Okay, so this has got now some interesting marks in it, but it is a little bit flatter, I think. Anyway, we're gonna go with it. All right, so now let's pull out our designer papers that we're gonna add. Okay, so these are the 3 designer papers that fit onto our cardstock. So the big one is 5.25 by 4. That obviously goes there. The second middle one is 4.5 by 3.25. It's going to attach right here. And then the little one that's going to go on the front is 3.75 by 2.5. So again, you might want to take a picture of that. Okay, so I think the next thing we'll do, I gotta put that right there for the moment while I put these together. Okay, so let's put this big one on. All right. Oh, this is so beautiful. This Perennial lavender paper. I'm so glad that they brought it back into the catalog. Okay, so if you're looking for papers in our new catalog, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the back, to the index. And right here on page 140, it says Designer Series paper. So we're just gonna look down until we find the Perennial lavender paper. So we see it's on 107. So when we turn to 107, you're gonna go, where's the paper? Because when I think of Perennial, I'm thinking of purple. But guess what? They've used 3 of the designs that aren't purple, and you look at these different descriptions, and you'll see that this one says Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper. Now, when it has a little purse with a heart in the middle of it, that tells you if you want to see the entire set of that product, you go to online. So that's what you're going to do, is go online to see all of that. Okay, now let's keep going. Okay, so originally I was going to put this one on here, and it was going to look like this. And I decided, wow, let me see what this one would look like. Oh yeah, so much prettier. We need the pop of that one. So kind of play around with your designer papers and see, you know, what's going to fit where and what's going to look the best, because on this particular card, you need to combine 3 different papers. And so that can be a challenge sometimes. But with the Perennial Lavender, it's really pretty easy. You've got lots of choices. Okay. And again, I'm using Dotto for my adhesive because I can reposition it after a day or after a year. Okay. Well, that's not exactly right. Let's see if we can do that a little bit better. Okie dokie. I think that's going to do it. All right. So now you could use tear and tape on this, or you can just use your regular adhesive. Either one works really well because this, you're not putting much pressure on this card. Okay, so that just fits, woohoo, right in there. And then we're going to add the adhesive to the front of this. And we'll put this right on the front. Wow. I like it, I like it. Okay. All right, now let me show you this. This collection is called the Wildly, that's kind of hard to say, Wildly Flowering. And I was just so attracted to the dies. And then, of course, I love the papers. So I thought, I think I'll give this a try. So what I've done, because see what I'm doing, I'm using this border, and I'm using, this is a border, this is the inside. Oh, you know what? What did I do with that inside? I have no idea. Now that we mention it. You know, you think you're just going to be so organized. Okay, so what I did to get the purple, let me show you that first. I decided to just cut all of this out at one time. So I just put all 3 dies together because really the pieces that I need this, well, let's see, what do I need? I need that. I do need this. So I'm going to pull this out. And, okay, well, so now, I didn't really try to get these out before. Okay, here we go. So I don't really need this inside piece. Here, okay. I just need, wow, I should have run that through twice. Next time I'll know to do it through twice. Okay, I need this one. So I'm trying to see what I did. Okay, so I really don't know what I did with my inside piece. Here is this one. Okay, I'm going to show you the different colors that I tried to use, but I think I'm going to have to go cut if I have another piece. Yeah, let me just cut out some gray granite. And I just said run it through twice, so I'm going to run it through twice. Okay, sorry about that. I think I'm so organized. And then I am missing something. Okay. But you can cut out all three pieces at one time. So even though I guess what I'm just using. Okay, I wanted to show you the different colors. All right. Okay, because I was trying to match the base for that and I thought, oh, it kind of looks like creamy caramel. So this is from the Wildly Flowering set. I think that pops. So I've gone from Highland Heather. Now I'm popping it with Gorgeous Grape. And I thought, well, what do I put inside? So I tried the creamy caramel because that kind of looks creamy caramel. But I really don't like that. It looks dirty, too yellow. Okay, so we're not going to do that one. Then I thought, well, I could do, I wonder if Smoky Slate would work. Oh, this one's Smoky Slate. No, Smoky Slate does not work. Creamy caramel doesn't work. So then I decided to try Gray Granite. And I thought, you know, believe it or not, I think that works. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than Creamy Caramel or Smoky Slate. Okay, so we're going to go with Gray Granite. And I, of course, originally thought that maybe I would just stick with the Highland Heather, but see how that doesn't really pop? Okay, now let's take that one away and put the Gorgeous Grape on. Wow, okay, that really pops. It's beautiful. So that's the one we're going to use. So let's go ahead and put that on. It's really fun to play around with the different colors because what you're trying to get your card to do is to pop. That is what we want. Let's see if that's on there. Oh, I could move it over a little bit more to the right. To be a little bit patient. Okay, like I said, I have to be a little bit patient. Okay, so is that about right? I think that's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to take So Happy to Celebrate You, and that happens to be from Layering Leaves. And I'm going to stamp that onto the Gray Granite. So happy to celebrate you. I like that so much. And then we're going to put this in the center. Okay, I would put that away, but I'm going to need it again in just a minute. Okay. All right, I think that's even. Okay, then I wanted to put the outside of, remember this great big one? Okay, so when you cut it out, you get this inside piece, but you also get the frame that goes around it. Hello, come out, come out. There we go. Okay, well, I definitely didn't want to use Gray Granite on Gray Granite, right? How boring would that be? So I cut it out in Gorgeous Grape, but now look at the little problem here. When it closes, you have to be careful that it's not pulled over too far to the right so that it's going to show, and that it's not too high up so that it's going to show. So let's Okay, that's still making me nervous. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and stamp so I can close that up. And I'm going to use my stamp from So Sincere. That says, hope your day is a happy one. Okay, hope your day is a happy one. Then I'm going to cheerfully close up this pad so that I don't stick my finger in it or my card in it. And I'm going to I have to maneuver this a little bit now. Here's the thing, it's going to stick up a tiny bit, or I could pull it down, I guess, a little bit more. I could pull it down a little bit more. Okay, so it's going to pretty much have to go pretty close to the center fold. And then I'll show you what we're going to do. I just think it's so much prettier. When you open it this way, it's a little bit boring, right? But if you put this around it, it really makes it pop. Okay, so I'm going to figure this out first. I think I have to push it all the way over. And I have to pull it down. I don't even mind if that pokes up a little bit, because it just seems to fit in. Okay, I could pull it over a tiny bit, I think. Let's see if that works. Is it going to cover it up? Yes, it's going to cover it up. So it's going to poke up a little bit, and I can live with that because it just kind of looks like one of the dark places there. But look what happens here. Okay, so it's down a little bit low. So what I'm going to do is just turn the card over, and I'm going to just snip it off. Fixed. There you go. All right, so I hate to cover this up. It's so beautiful. But if you're going to write a note, you have to put it somewhere. All right. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I did want to take, let's see. I wanted to take the Gorgeous Grape, and I wanted to just add a little bit of something. This isn't the most exciting piece that you'll ever see. It's a little, yeah, it doesn't exactly just jump off the page, but I think having the Gorgeous Grape around it really helps. Hope your day is a happy one. Okay, so there we go. Now we need some bling. So I'm going to go to the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. And we're going to, you know, there are three. There's the lightest, a little bit darker, and then these look like they have a little bit of red added to them. So I'm going to use these middle ones. And let's see. I'm going to use this one down here. And I'll use a little one. And I think I'm going to use a little one at the top also, even though I used a big one on my first card. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so now we've got our Shimmer Gems, Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. This layer is just plain. I just think the paper is so gorgeous. Oh, I'm happy to just look at the paper. And then the inside pops with the Gorgeous Grape border. Hope your day is a happy one, and you still have room to write a little bit. Okay, now let me show you two other cards that I made, and then I'll show you how I'm changing them. So this one is made with the paper from the Wildly Flowering paper, the mauve. Hope your day is a happy one. And I just love the mauve color. However, it doesn't really show up very much. And I thought, wow, what would happen if I just put white on it? So I'm going to add white over the mauve. And let's see what happens. I think it's going to pop a lot better. Kind of line these up. Okay, doesn't that, I mean, it's like, okay, much better. And it probably would have been cute if I'd stamped something on the white. I might go back and do that. Okay, then I also made one with Misty Moonlight, and I did the same thing. I just love, love, love these papers. They are so gorgeous. Oh, wow, be still my soul. But the same thing, the frame on the front doesn't really show up. So it's beautiful. It just depends on what you like. If you're okay with the Misty Moonlight, then just leave the Misty Moonlight. If you want it to pop a little bit more, then you're probably going to need to go to white. Okay, so here we go. Perennial Lavender, Moody Mauve, and Misty Moonlight. So I'm happy, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll make your template. I hope you got a picture of it. So 3/4, 3/4, and 1.5, and then just fold them up and you are good to go. You can just copy that template over and over again, and I hope you'll try it and maybe get back to me and let me know that you tried it. That would be fun. sandystamper@earthlink.net, no A in the stamper. And you can place orders at sandyhancock.stampinup.net. I will look forward to seeing you the next time. Thanks again for stopping by.